All right, welcome back to our second video in the series of our Go Slow, Go Guardian. And in this video, we're going to show you exactly how to monitor students and how you can interact with students while you're monitoring them. So I'm going to use this class right here. And you'll notice that I do have time set up, but I can also go over here and start a session whenever I want to. So there's two different ways that you can start a session. You can have it scheduled like we showed in the last video, or you can just start it. If you have it every day or twice a week, it's a little cumbersome to come in and start this session. It's much easier and much more efficient to just have it scheduled. But I'm going to start this session. And now you'll notice that I have the chat off for all students. This chat is only between teachers and students. It's not student to student. And then I also have the off task alerts. This is part of the machine learning of GoGuardian. It kind of knows when what students are supposed to be doing and what they're not supposed to be doing. And you can get these off task alerts, but I'm not going to use those right now. So we'll notice that most of the students in this class are offline, that this is not their regularly scheduled class time. And so they're working on some other things. And so we're going to go here, Mr. Thomas. And I can click, and this is what he's doing right now. This is his active screen. And then I can see that he has 6 other tabs. And he just switched over to talking about the imposter, that game. And he has all this other work that he's really supposed to be doing. So I don't want him to be in this Among Us. So he's kind of switching back and forth now between reading and his uh, Among Us. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to close this tab on him. And what that does is it closes that tab. And so it just goes away from his top. Now, what I could do is I could chat with him. I can turn it on just for him. And I'm going to send him a message that says, and I'm going to send that to him. And now I'm going to turn that off so he can't respond to me. And we don't have this call student set up, but what it could do if we did have it set up is to talk to him through the computer. And I'm going to shut that. I'm going to close that one more time. And so and if he gets too persistent with it, I can lock his device so he can't do anything. And if I needed to, I could take a screenshot so that I could show it to his parents or to the principal if there was a problem. And then one other thing I can do, I can open a new tab for him if I had something else to do. But you notice after twice of turning that off, he kind of got the message. And also with the chat, he is now back on task. So then I just click off of that. And then I can look at any of the students that are online. And I can, what they're doing right here is their main screen. Here is other tabs they have open. So you see this student has this main screen and then has these other tabs open. So I can see all their tabs. This one has a lot of tabs open and they're checking their Infinite Campus. And so I can see what the students are doing. So that is pretty much how you do that. You can just watch. And the one thing that it does get, if you're in the classroom, it is hard to look at the screen all the time. So one thing that you can do is to show the timeline. And so I can click on that. And this is while the sessions, and so I started this session probably about, when did I start? 1:37. So 1:37, these are the students that are on. And you'll notice the colors, like in this instance, YouTube is kind of a reddish color. And then some of the other things are different colors. But the same thing that they're on, like this is Google Slides. The yellow is Slides. So this person's been on Slides a long time. This person has been on YouTube a long time. And then you can move the timeline along. And so this is helpful in a live setting. You can project this up on the board, and you can, as you're walking around, you can kind of glance up at the board and notice who's off task. If it's a different color comes up other than what the other students are doing, you can kind of tell that that student may be off task, and you can go back and look at it. And then the screenshots we took would all be here. I haven't taken any. I didn't take any for this one. And then, so I could, if I wanted to, I could go back to the screen. And let's just say for this thing. So here he is. He's back on. If he comes back on Among Us, he closed the tab. He closed the Among Us tab. And so I can just take a screenshot of what he's doing. And then if that was something that was inappropriate, and you see it shows up here. So if I was, and then I can download it to my computer, I can save it to Drive. There's a folder, there's a there's a GoGuardian folder in your Google Drive that these screenshots are saved to. You also have the present to class. Present to class is where you can present your screen to the entire class. Not many people use that very much since you have Zoom and Meet, but it doesn't have many features, but it's basically the same thing where it shows the teacher's screen to the students. So that is how you monitor students. And so in the next video, we'll get into how you can create scenes to put another layer of monitoring on the students.